Hey, y'all, welcome back to another edition, a special edition of the Late Night Vision Show. We are continuing on with our series of interviews for SHOT Show 2022. Yes, like I said before, this is the Super Bowl in our industry. This is when all the manufacturers, all the dealers, distributors, everybody gets together and meets. And we have another special guest, somebody else that's also been on the show. We always love having him down. He even came down to Texas and stayed at my place not that long ago, and it was good to see him. So I'm going to let Jason introduce our guest. We're going to jump right into the show.
All right, guys. We've got Tym Dore from Envision. Tim he has been on the show before. He is a good friend of ours. He is the man at Envision. If you've ever called Envision, right now he's probably going, I'm not actually the man.
Yeah, he's about
if you've
to
ever called,
you
exactly. You might have talked to Tim. He is the man in the know. And so we're going to talk to Tim about the big year of 2021 for Envision and a lot of stuff. Tim, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Yeah,
Happy
that's
New Year.
right. We're after Christmas, but it's New Year's time. And so, yeah. And as you can see here, Tim is camped out at the house. He's on his New Year's vacation. And so he's already warned us that there might be some kids running by. So we'll see.
As long as he can deal with our kids running by and busting in our
that's right.
cameras. So no, thank you for joining us even on your vacation. So this show is airing the first day of SHOT Show. So obviously all of us are Las Vegas right now, getting to see all the stuff, put our hands on all the equipment. But anyway, we're going to get right into it. First of all, Tim, for all the people that don't know, if there's any out there still, tell us a little bit about Envision Optics, the start of Envision Optics, and where you're at today, or how you got to where you're at today in the industry.
Yeah, so there's definitely plenty out there that don't know about us. All right, I'll say that we're doing our best to overcome that.
Right? Tim is way too humble.
Very much.
I speak on behalf of the company. All right? Actually, our 18th anniversary was just a couple months ago. So we've been going for 18 years. Not myself, the company itself. I've been here for about two and a half. We started out just doing a lot of law enforcement, military, night vision, thermals. That market for the last 2 years, for understandable reasons, has been a little slow. About 5 years ago, the company transitioned into the commercial market, and we've just been making high-end thermals for the serious end users since, with our new models that we introduced last year that have seemed to catch like wildfire. So that's us in a quick summation. So.
Well, you already had some very popular models, but there's no question that this year y'all just blew up on the scene for sure. So just tell me this real quick: do y'all still do some military law enforcement stuff, or you just pretty much transitioned totally into the hunting market?
No, absolutely, and it's actually a decent part of our business. But luckily we are able to provide some nice stuff for the commercial market here in the United States. If we hadn't been able to do that, it would have been tough. But no, with COVID sort of dying down, it seems like some of the international and domestic, like government markets, are opening back up. But for the most part, I mean, we're all in on this domestic commercial hunting market, as evident by all the the new products we brought this year.
Right.
So
for sure. So tell me this, Tim. You've been at Envision for a couple of years, but what is your journey to get into the hunting industry? How did you get there, and what's that look like?
So I started off in the Marine Corps. I spent 5 years there, just kind of going wherever they needed you to go. I got out, I came home and started working for a family-owned business in minor league sports, which was one of the if someone makes a reality TV show about one, like it'd be eye-opening for the American public. No, I worked there for a few years. It was good. The one thing I actually thank that job for is it taught me to pick up a phone call to somebody, right? I got over that fear of having to cold call people, which helped me a lot in this industry. So I worked there for a few years, worked for the team, did all kinds of random jobs that don't necessarily have to go into, which I know I've told you guys before. So I will say this: I was a blimp pilot. I flew a blimp inside a hockey arena.
Please tell the story.
All right, I will. I'll share it. So
Do it.
The guys that did that the first year we were in business, we were a new expansion team in the ECHL, which is like AA hockey for the NHL. We were part of the Islanders program, and the guys that we had fly our in arena blimp that would drop like Jimmy John's or Chick-fil-A coupons onto fans. They decided they didn't want to do it for free for the second season. So it was essentially like, all right, who's doing it? And I got voluntold, learned how to fly it. Took some time, and then the first game I ever flew it, and it was, I don't know, probably like 8,000 people in the crowd, something like that.
Great. I just can't wait.
I was expecting to have, my co-pilots that taught me next to me. They weren't, and I essentially had to fly this by myself on the opening night of the season. And I ended up, so I took off, everything's going well. I end up hitting a fan in the upper deck, right? And
with the blimp.
With the blimp. This thing has open propellers. It's got open propellers on the sides of it. You stick a finger in there, you don't have a finger anymore. It's serious RPMs. And it's not just like little foam propellers, right? Yeah. So I hit a fan. Luckily, the fan like pushed me in a motion to get me away from them and actually turned me right around. And I just continued on my flight path coming back to the Zamboni area, right? I landed and came in, and that was my first experience ever flying a blimp. So,
did you ever get voluntold to fly the blimp?
There are more. I can't even. What's a very unique? There's more governors in New England than there are blimp pilots. So, like, I never even thought I would have had to be, getting paid to.
They said, they basically said, Tim was in the military. Surely he's got some type of training.
That's right.
They actually did. They did. And I flew the little drones. I did those a couple times, but it's nothing like that. And I mean, I was like coming in close on people dropping coupons, right? But hey, all right.
When Tim first told us that story, he told it like it was kind of no big deal. And Jason, are you kidding? This is the funniest thing ever. You get
ran a blimp into somebody.
I'm not here to get the people I used to work for in trouble, but I called around looking for blimp pilots, and of course I called the FAA, right? And they're like, "You need a license and everything," and I was just thank you for the advice, and moved on to the next person I could find that would fly.
Exactly.
So it was hard to find the right person. So
is that like hitting somebody with the blimp? Is that like hitting somebody in the first row with the t-shirt cannon, right?
Yeah.
No,
the first row.
No, it's not that severe, but it's still, I would say it's probably, if it didn't change your night, it definitely was something you've probably never experienced. So,
well, something similar to that at our high school football games down here in Texas, that whenever they scored a touchdown, the cheerleaders throw these little plastic footballs into the stands. More than once, I've seen an old lady get nailed in the side with a plastic football.
The irony of it is the crowd loves it, right? So that's the problem. So
all right, so we're glad you shared that. We were hoping you shared that story.
We were really wanting you to share
I could tell
story.
you guys were trying to pull it out of
So let's go back and let's talk about 2021, this year that we're ending right now, and that's ended, and obviously we're at SHOT Show. But man, you talk about dedication to the night hunting industry. Jason and I talked on a show not that long ago about sitting down in the booth with y'all 2 or 3 years ago at SHOT Show, and you doing what any good company would do is, hey, what can we do, to change? What can we do to make our products better? And y'all not only listened to the advice, y'all listened to the advice and came out with it all in 1 year with all these different models. So let's talk a little bit about the release of the new models for 2021, the Noxes, the Halo X's. Let's talk a little bit about those and how y'all got to the point where you were able to do something that nobody was able to do, which we heard, and we were told that doing some of these features that y'all did were impossible, but y'all were able to do it and do it in a very quick amount of time, to tell you the truth.
Well, it seemed quick to us, but I don't know about the back end. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're definitely long nights. No, Not so much on my end, right?
Yeah.
I answer the phone calls on
Right.
the design side, but no, I mean, to your point, I mean, that's the name of the game. We're very receptive to feedback that we get from end users, and because you have to be, right. I know I've been hunting now for shooting coyotes up here in the Northeast for a while, but there's guys that do it way more than I would, way less kids that have way more opportunities, right?
Yeah.
So people provide useful feedback. We take it, we run with it, and we implement it. So our the two new lines, right? The Nox, and then we have the Halo X. So I'll start with the Nox. We have two models there, right? The Nox 18 and the Nox 35. The big differentiation is the lens size. One's a 1 power 18 millimeter lens. The other one's a 2.5, the Nox 35. Those can, they can be weapon, helmet, and handheld. They're tough units. I'm not sure the feedback you guys have gotten from your customers, but those are pretty hardy units. They can take a beating. They're very utility. They're just tough all around, hands down. You can beat the crap out of those things.
Yeah.
So they're the Nox 18 for a while until the X's started shipping was my favorite, right? I love using it helmet mounted. It makes hunting so much more comfortable, right? I'm not holding anything. I just got it mounted up there. I can see what I need to see and then bring the scope up when I need to. So the Halo X, right? We came out with the 3 models this year, the X35, the X50, and then the XRF, which is that 50 millimeter lens, but with the integrated laser rangefinder. And those have been, I think game changers would probably be a fair term to use, especially with the onboard recording, the new power system, the laser rangefinder on the XRF model, the additional, the ability to zero a little bit more precisely. And I mean, those units have just been, also, we implemented new lenses in those units. So the image quality has just been hands down
the image
better
quality
than anything.
Image quality's gotten better, man. And we brag on y'all all the time about thank you for using 18650 rechargeable batteries.
Yes.
With those systems.
Yes.
I mean, when we talk about it, we say, this company is into building great scopes, not into making proprietary batteries. So that is a big deal.
Genuinely, I mean, you're out there. It's where we are. It's cold, right? I know you guys were bragging. It was 80 degrees where you are. We got snow and ice coming. It's all right. If you're out there for 3-4 hours, if you're out there all night, 3-4 hours ain't gonna cut it. And then also it just adds another thing you got to worry about, right? And then you got to go through the whole 18650s. Just change it, right? Yeah, put them in there. Exactly. You're good. If you're out there for more than 8 hours, all right, you might have to switch them up, but for the most part, you have a reliable power source that's just running you through the night. Very nice.
Tim, I want to ask a question. This is something that I can't. I'm going to get you on the record here on in person. Tell our listeners what the recoil rating of the Envision scopes is.
Okay, so it is recoil rated up to M2 50 cal. All right. However, if you put it on something bigger than that and you break it, we ask that you let us know, because that's pretty much where our recoil rating stops. It's hard to find bigger platforms to beat them up on, but we rate it up to a 50 cal. So, I may get in trouble for saying that. You put it on a 155 howitzer. All right. I don't know how helpful it's going to be, but no, they're tough. Well, you can beat those things up. They're tough.
Yeah. I just had to ask because I knew that generally it says, no recoil rating. I mean, it's like basically when it comes to normal hunting rounds, it's no recoil rating. Use it whatever you want. I mean, any type of normal bolt action or AR-15 or AR-10 round, you're good for. And that's something that I've told a lot of people that have called and, we're buying Envision, like, hey man, am I going to be able to put this on something bigger than my 308? And I was like, put on anything you want. Well, I don't know. I got some pretty big bolt guns. I'm like, put on anything you want. Well, are you sure? And I'm like, they don't care. Put on your 50 cal. They're like, no way. I'm like, yes way.
Well, and if it breaks, let us know, right? I mean, we warranty it up to 50 cal, but if you call in and say you're into something a little bit bigger, I mean, you're shooting elephants. Which, there's probably some other issues going on there. If you're shooting elephants, some ITAR issues, but we probably warranty it. So
that's just really, really cool.
If you call in and talk to somebody, we're going to tell you 50 cal. That's the answer.
Yeah. So you got the Noxes, 2 Noxes, you got the 3 Halo X's, obviously the Halo X's, rechargeable batteries, video recording, the Halo XRF, it is the most expensive in your line, $94.95, right at $9,500. For us as a dealer, the number one selling unit of all of them. I mean, and it is by far the most popular. Who would have ever thought that? I mean, the fact that when you're trying to order these in advance and trying to see which one's going to be most popular, I don't know a lot of people that called that, because Jason and I were thinking, something around that 2.5 power would be great, or something, the Nox 35 would be popular, the X35. But man, that XRF has just blown everything out of the water.
Yeah, we're right there with you. I mean, it's again a game changer, right? You got the laser rangefinder, really, especially for the coyote hunters that we deal with predominantly up north, where there's they need that ability to know their holds, right? It really is. It's even when the last time we came down there and went hog hunting, I'm using an XRF, and we're shooting things like 75 to 175 yards, but it's just an added feature that makes your life so much easier. It's game changer.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that you wouldn't think that the most expensive, hunting thermal optic on the market, we're talking about nearly 10 grand, and you say it and you're kind of like, that's a lot of money. And then it's just like, you cannot get them. You can't make them fast enough. I mean, but Hans and I talked about on one of the podcasts a few weeks ago was we actually, when we were awarding the XRF as the, top high-end thermal scope of 2021. And we were talking about it and saying, it is a bunch of money, but if this is your passion and this is your hobby, this is the kind of tool that you need to do that. I mean, we brought in talking about other hobbies, bass boats and all these things people spend a lot of money on. If this is your passion and you want the very best of the very best, Halo XRF, this is it. And, Hans even brought up talking about how a lot of these guys are, selling pelts. I mean, they're selling furs. And so this is a tool to them that will help them make more money, so I don't know. It's been wildly popular.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. And we talk to a lot of people that are in some of these serious competitions, and it really is. There's money on the line, right? It's important. They need to have the best stuff out there, right?
Exactly right.
You guys, coyote competitions outside of the Northeast, very common in Massachusetts. Like, I don't know, we just gamble on the Bruins or the Patriots, right? Like that's where we spend our money, right?
Yeah.
So, but
yeah. Well, let me ask this. So, anybody that's been following, Envision for since all the new Noxes and the Halo X's have come out, one of the big things has been the problem with availability. Now, to be fair, okay, let's be honest, 2020 was a show. 2021, a show again. We have a worldwide pandemic here, weird things. Y'all have been getting stuff made stateside. When you make your optics here stateside, unlike most of the other countries. So that gives you the unique challenge. I mean, it was hard to get stuff made anywhere in the world and get it here, but y'all were making stuff stateside. So again, extra challenges. And so a lot of guys have been trying to find Halos and Noxes, can't do it. Hans and I were joking on another show that we probably could have taken a cruise on the profits of all the people we told, no, we don't have it and can't get you one. And Hans thought we could have bought the boat, but whatever. So
yes, would have been a sad cruise. But yeah.
A sad cruise. No, I just want to know. It would have been a sad cruise. I just want to know, though, tell our listeners what's going on with the production. I mean, what is it? Is it some big conspiracy, and right now you're sitting on a big throne of Halos and you're just intentionally not putting them out? No, seriously, what's going on? Tell us the woes of production.
we don't prescribe to the like the De Beers style of supply management, right? Supply chain management. So we're definitely not sitting on a ton. To all of the people that are out there waiting for them or who just recently got them and waiting for a while. One, thank you. We can't say thank you more than we'd like to. If it weren't for them buying them, we wouldn't be around. So we're incredibly grateful for all of our customers and end users. We are picking up. The last 45, 60 days have been an improvement where we're getting more out. It's going to improve. It really is. I know I've been saying that for a while, not so much interactions with customers, but with all of the people we work with that help us get this product out and sell it, such as, as working with you guys. It is improving. It's going to improve, barring anything crazy. But unfortunately, we are dependent on our supply chain. And when things don't pan out, they don't pan out. And those are unpleasant phone calls. They're necessary phone calls. We are, doing everything we can to get everything out to the people that want them. So if I had a better answer, sorry.
No, let me just ask. Let's get a little more specific. I'm just going to put you on the line. Is it parts? Is it labor? It's
both.
It? I mean,
a little bit of both, right? So in the beginning, with some of the shutdowns, especially early on, I'm talking like the spring of 2020, March, April timeframe. So as places got hit, different parts of your supply chain got hit. It's 2 weeks for this line. 2 weeks for the supply. 2 weeks because somebody's getting it and they have to shut the whole supply chain down or the whole supply line down. And those things add up, right? If you take 10 of your suppliers, they got to shut down for 2 weeks. Now you're looking at like 3 months delay.
Right.
So there was that, and there still is that, right? It's only it's starting to come back. We're optimistic and hopeful that we'll get more out, and we have the last couple months. But so there's that portion of it, and then also just on the labor side, right? Getting people in here to help us get these things out as quickly as possible. They've taken off. People really love the product, and we're doing everything we can to keep up with that. So we have and still plan to and are trying to expand our manufacturing capacity so we can support all of these orders and get them out. But it's tough. It's tough.
And you're trying to do it in No, go ahead.
I mean, again, so the people that I work with on a daily basis are people like yourself, Jason, and you guys tend to shield me a little bit from some of the anger you're getting from your customers because they've been waiting for a while. And I can't say how much I appreciate that, but we do know that there are a lot of people out there that are still waiting for their orders. We're doing everything we can to get them out to them, and they will come. It is getting better. It is getting better. So. Yeah.
And it's worth the wait.
And it's worth the wait.
But you can't. Here. Yeah, you can't necessarily. You can't bank on that, right? You want something,
right?
You need it now, especially with some of these seasons, right? You gotta get people their stuff when they need it. We're talking about some of those guys in those competitions. It's great. It's a great scope, great image quality, but if it's not here, what can you do? So, but we want to get those guys their scopes.
The way that I've kind of tried to phrase it to some of the guys that were getting a little frustrated was like, listen, there's two ways to look at it. One, they're building the highest end Cadillacs of thermal scopes on the market. They're not just rubber stamping these things out. I mean, these units are hand built, they're hand tested. Do you want them just going out there on the street and, rounding up some bums, hey, stick these parts in here, No. And the other thing is that it's the world we live in. And I explained to guys, I say, listen, you want this scope so bad. I, as the dealer who makes a living selling scopes, want to sell you this scope worse than you want to buy the scope. Above me is Envision. And they have a company that has invested millions of dollars into developing these scopes and manufacturing these scopes. And they've got employees. And I said, they want to sell me the scope worse than you. So nobody's sitting around, taking cruises and go, who cares about those guys who want their scope? So, and people get it. I mean, it's look, you can't buy anything that you really want right I mean, big items, whether it's tractors, four-wheelers, side by sides, whatever it is. So I think people have been understanding in that regard.
And I can't thank them enough. We're incredibly grateful for that. We're genuinely, I like to, we're it goes down, right? We want to get those out as quickly as we can, right?
Definitely.
But and it's picking up. It is. It's getting better. And I think our operation, right? We're based right outside Boston. We've got you're right. It's totally in our interest to get stuff out as much as we can. We got employees that need these scopes moving, get them out as much as we can. So again, it is improving. We're very grateful, very thankful. I wish sometimes in some of these calls we had end users on so they could just sort of hear it, but they're getting out. They're getting out.
Well, there's a lot of end users hearing it now, and I think they hear the tone of your voice and how much you do appreciate them. And so I do, I echo everything Jason says. So with all that being said, let's get to the business of SHOT Show. What everybody wants to know and why everybody's tuning in here this week. What is on the horizon for Envision as a company for 2022? You don't have to be specific. If you want to, we would love you to, but you don't have to. But what's coming up? I mean, what is the company focus and what are you looking towards?
So basically what he's asking is, do we have any new products that you can tell us today?
No, nothing coming up, nothing on the horizon, just getting as many of these out of here as we can. So of existing from last year. Which to a lot of people is still the new product. And we hope that continues moving forward. And I mean, that's the focus. So, they just get more scopes out. That's the plan. Yeah. That's what we're planning to do.
I think you're right. I think the Halo X's and the Noxes are still the new scopes. And I know a lot of companies are usually on a 2-year cycle or so. But the commitment to getting these scopes out to people, we've noticed that supply has gotten quite a bit better here recently as well. So I think nobody's going to pass you up in this year. So I don't think you have anything to worry about. But
you're telling me there's an invite for next year to come back on the show, 2-year cycle. I got you.
Open-ended invite.
Right.
Yes,
that's right.
Anytime you want to break any news, you got a chair open right here. I promise you that.
That's right. That's right. Well, listen, Tim, we appreciate you coming on the show, and we are going to cut the show short because you didn't tell us anything new, so we're really upset. I'm teasing, just teasing. No, we're always glad to have you on the show, and we really, really do. We like Envision. We like y'all as a company. Again, it hasn't even been mentioned on the show, and I'm going to bring it up. This is the company right here with a 5-year warranty. It's a big deal. Very quick turnaround times. They take care of customers, and anything that's manufactured, especially electronics, there's always sometimes something can come up. That's just life. I mean, the first human that makes something perfect, let me know about it. It's not going to happen, but it's good to know you've got a company that's going to stand behind you right here, like you said, right outside of Boston, good folks to deal with for 5 years. And another nice thing that I'm going out here and I'm going to say this, and you can, correct me if I'm wrong, but the good thing is if you get one of these scopes out of warranty, you have a problem, there's options to maybe get this worked on for a fee. I mean, like taking your truck to the dealership. I mean, if somebody gets a problem on, year 6, that's something simple that y'all can fix. You're not going to be like, too bad, buy the brand new model. I mean, if you got a part sitting there that y'all can work on, may cost something, obviously, but for a fee, y'all can do that. Isn't that correct?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And it just, we want lifelong customers, right? So it's a lifelong relationship. And so we want people calling in, talking to us. Like I said, I talk to a lot of people that help us get this product out, but the other half of our day is spent talking to people that are using it. Right. And we genuinely, if it weren't for that, the feedback we get from them, we wouldn't be making these new products. Right. So from warranty work to to people calling and asking about recoil rating, which is a very common question. I'm glad we set the record here. So that's the big news. But
that's right. There you go.
But call us. We like talking to you. It's what makes us better. So
the only the only manufacturer to tell people to call them. That is inviting.
It is. It's true. It's true. He's going to regret that on Monday.
No, I said it last time. I'll say it again.
You did.
Genuinely call us. We want to talk to you. We want to talk to you. So especially if you're in the New England, you got good hunting spots, need somebody to come with you. We're happy to join you.
Yeah. Now we're getting.
No. But I will say through this, I've made going back to the Marine Corps, right? The Marine Corps, everyone came to one spot from all over the country. So, guys from the South, from up Midwest, from Pacific Northwest, California, all over, everyone come to one spot and you'd all work together. The cool thing about this job and working for this company is you don't necessarily get everyone in one place for a prolonged period of time. SHOT Show, we will all be there, but you get to go to these places. You get to see all these people. And it's just people having fun, hunting, killing hogs, killing coyotes, whatever they want to kill or hunt. It's nice. So it's a good perk of the job. I like it. And that's why I say, call us, right? Because we like talking to you, we like knowing, what you're doing, how you're having fun, and how you're using the scope, what we can improve. So
folks, that right there, I don't need to say anything else. That tells you a lot about the attitude of the company, about their business style. Call us, talk to us. I mean, that's a big deal. So a lot of companies, you can't find the phone number. Where is the phone number? So that's it. They've got it plastered right there on the website, and that is just awesome. Tim, thank you so much for coming. We will be seeing you in a few short days at SHOT Show. It's coming up really quick. Can't wait to see you and everybody there at Envision again. And I tell you, folks, this has been an exciting year for Envision, as we've talked about. All these new optics, super, super popular. And I know that it's going to continue on into 2022. We can't wait to see what the future holds, 2023 or 24 or whenever it is. I know that Envision is not going to just sit on their laurels and say, look at these great scopes we've got, no need to ever improve them, and we'll talk to you in 10 years. No, we know they're gonna keep tweaking and adjusting as time goes on to make them even better. So again, Tim, thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Hey folks, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you're looking for anything Envision, if you have heard this and you're like, man, I'm not familiar with all these scopes, go back to the Late Night Vision show here on YouTube or on the podcast apps. If you're listening, we've got reviews of a lot of these scopes, the Halo X's. They're all been reviewed on the show. Hans has reviewed a lot of them on his channel. So just definitely go check that out. Again, subscribe. You won't ever miss an episode on any of these great optics. And if you're looking for anything night vision or thermal related, as always, outdoorlegacygear.com, 877-350-1818. And as always, we appreciate y'all coming and checking the show out every week.
Yep, right here for the latest and greatest in night vision thermal optics. We are stay tuned for more information from the SHOT Show 2022. We've got more videos, more interviews, and more content. So stay tuned. We will see y'all soon. I hear they're about to bust in, Tim. It is like a bunch of cats when you open the
can I hop in? We get a lot of people that call in saying they talk to you guys and are genuinely appreciative of your time, your patience, and the experience and knowledge you share with them. So if I can give a plug for you guys, absolutely. Awesome. We get a lot of customers that like working with you guys, very patient. Sometimes they say, Jason can push them into some Envision product we don't necessarily want. That's great. We like that, right? But no, again, just good, genuine people working with good, genuine people. So
well, I appreciate that very much. I thought you were going to say that they said Jason talks too long.
He does. I know when Jason calls in 40 minutes blanketed. Somebody comes to my door, I'm like, it's Jason. All right. Yeah. But I'm sure when someone comes to your door, they're like, it's Tim.
That's right. Exactly what I do. That's exactly right.
I always joke that Jason's that guy in town when you see him, you're like, Man, I'd like to say hi to him, but I know it's like a 30-minute conversation. So I hope he doesn't see me, as I go through the gas station.
There
So
you
anyway.
go. You guys are awesome. You
Yeah,
guys are
it's
great.
all right. Well, y'all, we appreciate it. Stay tuned. We got more content for you right here on the Late Night Vision Show. Y'all stay safe in the fields. Keep making them bacon pancakes.